God Tender Loving Care. Welcome everyone to God TLC and Chill. I'm very happy that I can share a little bit of my day with you. I took you with me today. Took you with me to many, many different places. And today was a very, very strange day, but I have to say right off the bat, something I just reflected on. And I always want to start off with the positives. I always want to start off with giving the day its roses and flowers and celebrating the garden. So good thing we made it back home safe. It was a very, very, very troubling day, everyone. Let me tell you that right off the bat. It was just very a lot of a lot of weird stuff. A lot of stuff that I don't. I'm putting together words, and I don't know how I fully feel about what happened today. I mean, there was just so much stuff going on, and right, to give the day its roses and flowers from the garden. We made it back home safe. We ate healthy. We got a really good exercise on. We brought one of our dogs. Anytime we can bring one of our rescue animals with us, the more the merrier. But anytime we can bring multiple dogs with us, and one day maybe even the cats, right? With leash and everything, it's always a good day. And it was a day of learning, a day of prayer, a day of meditation, a day of fitness and health. It is overall a good day, right? We came back to our studios and we were able to get a mow session. And what does that mean? We got to work in the garden. We got to reap the fruits of our hard labor. We got to see how many of our plants that we planted last year resurrected, right? And that's a huge accomplishment because many of them we thought, it was such a brutal winter and the tornadoes, the hurricanes, severe weather. We didn't know whether or not the plants in our garden were going to survive. And when we saw that they not only survived but are thriving and they look so lush now in spring, right? It's almost summer. It was a major, major accomplishment. And those are the flowers, right, for the day. Those are the roses from the garden. And one thing that I do want to mention now is that I don't want to be dismayed by negativity, but I also want to reflect on the day and the learning lessons, right? So something that, another positive is that we got to talk a lot about what we all talk about in the stream, right? Topics that I learned from you all. I talked about that today on the car ride and right, and this field trip. And it was overall a good conversation, not negative, right? We went on our field trip and positive, positive mindset. So some of the things that stood out to me as weird today from the day, it was just stuff. I mean, it was first we go to a park and they don't allow dogs, even though when we looked it up on the map, it said dogs allowed. And there's this like weird thing where the dog was only allowed, like, I mean, I don't even know, like imagine a room, one small room of a park. That's it. And it's not like it's a dog park. It was like literally, and I pretty much think that it wasn't, dogs weren't even allowed there. Because when we parked there, we saw a sign on the ground from the official park that said no dogs allowed. But then on their website, they said dogs allowed. Well, we're not gonna risk a fine. We came all this way. We traveled, right, different lines, and we made it to this place. But that's not it. First, we go to a park, right? And all of a sudden, we're there. It's awesome. We're gonna go work out. We're gonna go to the jungle gyms. We're gonna go explore. And all of a sudden, like out of nowhere, comes a swarm of men, women smoking in the kids' park and vaping and doing all this stuff. It's like, hey, okay, I'm not gonna judge you for doing that, but do you have to do that near the kids? Do you have to do that at the jungle gym by the park? Right? So we we felt like, okay, we can go there, and right, this is what this area is providing. And I quickly looked somewhere up. I was like, hey, there's this place we've never been to before, because we had been to the park where there were a bunch of people smoking and people were like a lot. It was just a lot of people. So the rules weren't being followed, right? And um, we go to this new park. We had never been there before. The day all of a sudden goes from, it was very cold. I wore like 2 layers today. Wore two pairs of sweatpants. I was sweating. I wore a big bulky hoodie, and very comfortable, by the way, and like 2 layers underneath me because when we woke up today, it was cold. I thought, okay, today's gonna be a chill Sunday. Let's just, vibe out, chill, work out here. And everyone voted that they all wanted to go on a field trip, so we went. So I said, okay, if I'm gonna be comfortable, I'm gonna wear 2 layers of everything because it's better to be warm than cold. So then the day when we made it to the second park started to get better. And when we made it to the second park, I thought, wow, not busy, and the people that are here are all families. We've got some kayakers over there, and they're all in the water. Mm, Nothing to worry about. I don't see any no dogs allowed signs here. Good. We can bring our dog with us. We're not going to keep the dog in the car, right? Open up a window, keep the dog in the car. No. We went to the park for a reason. We went to the park to walk the dog, to train the dog. And, right, the dog is part of our family. That's why we rescued him. So, we make it to this new park. We're having a blast. It's a great time. Birds. What first thing I spot is an eagle, so that's a really good sign. That's a really good omen that we are right where we need to be, and just having an awesome, awesome, awesome time. We even got in the water, paddled in the water a bit, um, worked out. I mean, really trekked and walked up this entire place. Then the day progresses. Have our picnic, and I streamed this all. You can go check out a lot of the content and the video, the media, everything is all out there for you. So then what happens is, well, we're there for a long time, working out, playing on the jungle gym. Kids are having a blast, making our rounds. Like, I mean, the content that I recorded today, amazing, and I can't wait to show you all like the pieces once they are edited. So then some strange stuff starts to happen in that we're done with the beach. We're done, right? We're gonna leave, but we're not gonna leave officially. We're gonna go for a walk, and we're gonna walk the dog in the trail. But then I'm setting up, and I streamed this earlier today. I'm setting up what are those called? Those like you know what I'm talking about? Those it's not a bike, it's a tricycle. The radio flyer ones. I'm setting it up. I don't have all the tools with me, but I have the tool that I always bring with me. I didn't know I would be doing this, right? And I'm setting it up. I get called to go spot some of the kids, and then I leave the half done, right? Because I have to go spot someone. Um, like someone across the park is yelling for me, "Hey, I need your help!" So I go and I assist, and and then we come back. I put everything away. I'm like, I'm not gonna have a chance to build this now. The radio flyer, maybe later. And we're done with the jungle gym. We're done with the beach, right? Uh, Great pictures, by the way. Great videos, great content. Had a blast. We're gonna go on a trail, but someone has the idea of, hey, you left the. They tell me you like I left the radio flyer halfway. I'm like, yeah, you called me. You needed my help, so I had to leave it halfway. You want to build it now? I think we should build it later. And they're like, no, no, let's build it now. I'm like, okay. And they're like, yeah, the park actually has tools, right? Like this park where we were at has like tools for cyclists, screwdrivers and wrenches, everything that you might need in case you get a flat. And what ends up happening next is I'm like, what's the term? What's that word? It's a very specific word. Putzing around with it, right? I'm like, okay, hey, I need someone to hold this. If I'm gonna set this up, and I see someone in the car, a figure, and this person is um, like they've been in the car for a while. I'm like, okay, all right, but I don't want my back to them when I'm building the tricycle. And I face them, but I'm not really looking at them. I'm like, in case they get out, in case they, who is this person? They're just a man in the car wearing shades and has like all covered up, and I'm like, okay, all right. Like, I don't really see a family with you. Don't see a woman, wife, partner. Just a man in this black vehicle, and just there. Now, I don't feel comfortable, right? Martial arts, giving people my back. So in the park setting, I'm not gonna give someone my back. Like, even when I'm walking the trails, if notice people like tailgate me, I'm like, you can go. I'm just gonna take my time and walk. You know, I walked at my own pace. You can go. And then the person gets out of the car and they sit at one of the benches, but they're like attentive at what we're doing, like too attentive, like pay-per-view. Like, okay, I'm like, all right, well, probably interested in the bike. Maybe they built tricycles or whatever before. And the person spotting the kids is my wife is like running around, and she's like, "Hey, you want to switch?" I'm like, I'm building the tricycle. If you want to switch, you want to build a tricycle, and I run after and spot everyone. Yeah, okay. And she puts us around, and it's just a hot day. Eventually, she says, "All right, we're just gonna have to wait until later. Let's go on a trail walk. I'm not gonna do this right now. It's just putzing around. It's all these tools are like hanging from this thing. It's kind of you're working against gravity." So then I'm like, okay. And the person's still sitting there. There's someone across in another car, and they're just like texting and looking at us and texting and stuff like. I'm like, all right, weird vibes. So then I'm like, okay, don't tread on my waters, right? You need something, ask. We go on about our business. We go through the trail, go walking. Nothing out of the ordinary, aware of our surroundings. And we're walking, we're walking, we're walking. I walk at my own pace. I'm spotting my son, telling him what everything is: birds, geese, frogs, turtles, trees, everything. Just like narrating everything, acoustic highlighting. Everyone goes forward, and then I walk, to them, and there's this bridge area, but there's this like another shadowy figure. So I don't know if the first person was connected and letting them know, hey, there's some, like, because that's what people do, right? When they're trying to rob people, is that you have multiple units, right? In San Francisco, they have an entire team of people breaking into cars, and right, one person says, hey, there's a car here. The person just walked out. Then you have someone else around the corner who whips around, da da da. So I'm like, okay, um, strange figure over there, sort of like the same energy as that first person. And I'm like, okay, I'm on edge a little bit, but we're calm, right? Gonna do everything I can to protect, right? Lethal, right? If we have to defend ourselves. And I'm like, but nothing's really nothing's going to happen unless it happens. I noticed some other people behind me walking. I'm like, okay, so there's some witnesses over there, some people, other people who I wasn't concerned about the people behind me. It was a person coming from opposite the trail, like where the trail had either ended or started, on the opposite side. And I walk up, don't say anything, just another shadowy person, just like hiding who they are and everything, and I'm like, all right, maybe it's a style around here, who knows? And once I make it to my wife, she's like, hey, that person is very, very, they're acting very strange. When your daughter tried to run up, our daughter tried to run up to you, they're like looking like very attentive on her. And I'm like, okay, so there's something possible here. Nothing's happened yet. And I'm like, okay, well, everyone, troops, we're going to, because that the trail ended. So then we needed to go back. Then I'm like, okay, well, just be on edge, right? Like, be aware of your surroundings. Let everyone else stick close, and we're gonna make it through this next patch. Because what we needed to do now was turn around and walk back. And that person was like hiding in the bushes, like, and then we spotted them, and right when my daughter pointed and said, "Oh, hey, it's that man again," and then he like jumped out of the bush and like walked like he wasn't doing anything. So I'm like, okay, everyone walk forward. We have to finish, the trail. We finished it, but we have to walk back around to like the our car. And I'm like, stay close, everyone. And we're walking and we're walking. And he was like, I don't know what he was on, but he was just like I don't know, you get those, you know what I'm saying, where he was like off, and the people who were walking behind me originally had already turned around, and it was just this very, very, very strange thing where I was like, okay, we're walking this way, they're walking that way, something, that's the point where something may happen, right? Snatch and grab, or something. So I'm like, okay, this is the point. And then as we walk, right, you all know military background, military training here. And I'm like, all right, troops, everyone, up, 2, 3, 4, right, to make a presence and to raise my voice in a way that lets children know that they are safe, and the people who are like over on the other side who are walking behind me originally, so that they can know, like, oh, there's that family that was walking. And if this person tries anything, my voice is already loud. I'm already giving my tribe, my unit, and verbal oral instructions in the middle of the forest, right? This is a trail in the middle of the forest. And it was just a very awkward trail, because you would start at one point, and then it would and then there's a bridge. You would cross the bridge, and then once you cross the bridge, then it's like this major street, a lot of cars, and we're like, that's it. We wanted to walk around the entire lake. That's what we wanted, but that's this trail didn't provide that. So you walk, and then you have to like walk back to where you started, and it didn't turn into anything, fortunately. But it was just very, very, very off. And with all of that to be said, is that if you ever feel uncomfortable wherever you are, just make sure you are in the present moment. If you're traveling by yourself, um, first if you, I would advise, I would suggest that it was a little bit more difficult for us, because we would have, right, as a family, we would have walked into the like the highway, the street, and the kids were on scooters, and everyone turned back around. If you're, this is hard, but just use your reasoning, right? If you're walking in the forest or trails, first don't go by yourself, and then let someone know where you are. Always go in groups if you can. Um, but in that situation by yourself, I would probably advise to just like head, like pretend like you're a jogger, even if you're walking or the trails, right? Even if you're walking, you see a shady character, and you know, all of a sudden turn into a jogger. Turn into a jogger. And if you want, turn the other way around. Always be aware of your surroundings, right? Look, and if something feels off, oh, look at your watch. You know, you didn't have to have a watch. Turn back around, jog away. If you ever feel like a looming presence going towards you, it is your responsibility to ensure your safety, your family's safety. And we could have like walked through the highway, but walking through the highway with kids, it was kind of like that might be more dangerous. And we capitalized, we leveraged on there being another family walking behind us, a couple to be specific, elderly couple. And we're like, okay, we can turn around and, you know, walk briskly and just all huddle together in case this shady character ends up wanting to do something. Now, I was the last one. I was gonna look at everything. I was gonna observe the situation. Okay, kid number one, they just made it past the shady character. Kid number two, three, wife with baby, me with baby, and always making sure that you own your presence, that you do not succumb to bullies, that you do not let people take advantage of you, because that's what they want, right? And I've been a part of many, many, what you can call investigations, right? Some of you call me 007. Well, I've been, right, and right, as a badge of honor, I've been someone, an advocate, right? I taught martial arts to, right, people who needed that survival skill. So I've worked with the population all the way, you know, helpless, to the people who are a bit more, you know, full of agency or advocacy, and just make sure that you are always accounting for your safety, your family's safety, and don't ever feel like shy or timid about standing your ground, right? So always put yourself in the best position possible. Don't be in close proximity to people where they can just grab you and toss you around and pickpocket you. No. put yourself in positions of thriving and not surviving, not mere survival, thriving. And it's hard, it's difficult. You have to manifest it. Sometimes it may be difficult, right? It may be a test of patience. Just be a little bit more patient for a ride, right? Instead of walking through the shady neighborhood, or maybe communicating a carpool instead of, right, the public bus at certain times of the day or night. So I just wanted to share that with you all because my flight and or flight fight or flight was activated today. And I mean, we did a little bit of both. We did, okay, we're going to stand our ground, but we need to make sure these kids flight, right? While we fight to give them that distance from the bad people. Fortunately, nothing happened. Could have happened. Can happen to anyone. Maybe it would have happened to someone of another demographic, maybe a smaller size family, maybe if someone was by themselves. Who knows? Maybe those elderly people, if we hadn't been there, like anything could have happened. And we're very fortunate that peace happened. I'm not going to say nothing happened. Learning happened. Peace happened. Growth mindset happened. So I wanted to share that with you because I have this platform here on God TLC, God Tender Loving Care. And I know many of you share what I'm saying. But if you don't, let me know in the comments, let me know in the chat. How would you have dealt with that situation? Make sure to subscribe. Remember, subscribing is completely FREE free for you and awesome for us. Dun, dun, dun. So we had a lot of adventures today, let's just say. I would not go back to that place. This is the thing, though. Like, maybe one day, but not in the upcoming days or weeks or, right, month. We've been going on these field trips, right? Family field trips. And I take you with me, right? I stream those. They're all saved. And this is the thing about the emotional quadrant is that the very first site that we went to just wasn't for us. It wasn't a welcoming environment. It wasn't wholesome. And the second place was better, but overall it was okay. Like, if when I streamed it, I was like, wow, this second place is amazing. That's because, like, my expectations of the first place, like, we had arrived, it was here, neutral. Oh, wow, new environment. Then it's like, oh, this is happening here, oh, that's happening, oh, this factor, that factor, oh my goodness, right? And it start my interest in that area in the first site was like after like experiencing being there for a little while, right, a few minutes. And actually we were there for like over half an hour. We had someone sleeping, and we were walking around the car, picking up, cleaning, talking, chatting, went to go use a restroom, walked around, came back, and it was like right. Then we went to this new site, and it was kind of like and I see it from afar. I'm like, oh wow, hey, look at that. Once we arrived, wow, this place is awesome, awesome, great, right? But then it never really went above like neutral. And it felt like while I was there, I was excited because it's like I went from here to here, but it never went like, wow, oh my goodness, wow, Garden of Eden, this place is amazing, this is great, this is awesome. Never had that euphoria. It felt like a lift, but never like, oh my God, peace, amazing, great place, awesome, 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 great. Let me recommend this to everyone. It never got here. And I've gotten to places, we've ventured to places where we've gotten here. So we went on that adventure. We are here, right? Arrived at the first site. Oops. And then we came to this new site, back to neutral. And then that's what I'm trying to communicate with you all. So we probably won't go back. We'll probably advocate to venture toward a new area And I love that. I love exploring new places and traveling and getting to know my community from like a different angle, from a different side of reality. And if you can relate, let me know in the comments and chat. Otherwise, thank you all for listening to God Tender Loving Care, God TLC, and Chill. Love talking to you all. And right now, you're going to join me. We're going to segue into the work portion of our chat, our conversation, of our podcast. And this is one of my favorites because I want to help you all. I am the host of the streaming podcast Tech That Builds Wealth. We also have two other podcasts right now streaming on our page, After the Beep and Ay Bendito. So we have those two just for you. Something that has been working very, very well for me is, man, don't get downtrodden. If you come across like obstacles, and what I've been saying recently is like this ceiling, this glass ceiling, keep moving forward, keep churning away, be a kind person, and always appreciate equity. Like if you have equity wherever you are, you have a lot. Equity is this gem, this golden nugget of of an experience that many of us don't get. And I've been in work environments where equity is like the norm. And then all of a sudden, I may be working with another client or working at a different facilities or organization, and equity is like not existent at all. So appreciate where you are. And if it's a stepping stone into your next career, your next move, just know that you've gotten to that point of realization that is invaluable, right? So I just wanted to share a little bit of that with you all because some of you have told me about what you're up to, and I'm like, awesome, that's great. As long as you love what you're doing, you are already making the right decision. And it's all about learning. If you approach a situation like, I'm going to learn, or I'm learning right now, this is awesome, you are tapping into education versus indoctrination, right? Someone's breathing down your neck, when you're experiencing someone micromanage you. You don't want that. You don't want to be micromanaged. You want to be able to creatively and personally, financially, spiritually thrive. It's the human condition. So regardless of where you are at right now, everyone know that it's not permanent, and if you love it, well, it can only get better if you keep churning away at it, increasing your skills, your productivity, but always be kind, even if you're somewhere that you're not sure of. And that's what we did today, right? That story I told you, I mean, we were kind. Yeah, ideas popped in our head, like possibilities, but we always gave people the benefit of the doubt of, like, I didn't approach that person like looking at what we were doing or all up in like in our business, like, and doing this like thing where we were like, we noticed the gaze, like, and I didn't like, like there's this thing like the kind facade or whatever. It's like I didn't walk up to them and be like, hey, what you looking at? I didn't do any of that. Not within my being, right? um, so we gave the person the benefit of, okay, they can just probably be interested in whatever, what we're doing. Granted, we wouldn't do that, right? We would mind our own business. But that's just us. That's not everyone, right? It takes humility to tap into just being a person that minds their own business. Like, I'm not looking at what you're doing and all up in your work. I'll show interest. I'll be like, hey, awesome, kudos. Or if you ask for my opinion, I'll give you my opinion. But I'm not gonna go out of my way to like be like, oh, what are you doing, micromanage? Not me. And Let me know what you all stand on that. But yeah, I've been in situations and I've known people who would have been like, "What you looking at? Mind your business," right? To tell that to someone, um, respectfully, right? Treat everyone with respect and treat others as we would like to be treated without hurting self or others is what we did. That person walking, like the shady person, like I, been like, "Babe, you doing in the bushes, huh? What you doing in the bushes? You crazy? What you doing in the bushes? Were you trying to scare someone?" No, we kept our cool. It's like, okay, all right, but it could have turned into that, and that's what bullies want. Bullies want you to react. They want to control your emotions and feeling like a puppet. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna hide in the bushes, and then you know, I'm gonna get a reaction. Oh, they don't see me, and if they do, then I want the reaction. I want them to yell at me so I can come back and say and play the victim role and say no, no, no. And get close enough to do something, snatch and grab, whatever it might be, whatever. So keep your cool, everyone. Give people the benefit of the doubt and always be kind. That's what we did, right? Could have taken many, many different paths and directions in the course of today. But we decided to, peace. Peace is an invaluable asset that many of you just need to add to your arsenal. And I mean, that's a missing ingredient in many, many people's just like daily lives, right? So tap into that more often, eh? All right, everyone, let me know what you're up to, what part of the world you're joining from. I am so happy. We are like, if you go to our page, Got Tender Living Care, you'll notice some like updates. Some of the updates that you will notice is there's a section that says our goals in our description, and pretty much like a check mark for everything that we've been able to accomplish, like 10 subscribers, 20 subscribers, 30, 40, 50, 60, right? Past 500, 600. And the one thing that needs to be checked off is that 1,000 subscriber mark, everyone. So make sure you share God Tender Loving Care with your loved ones if you think they'll benefit from this, or friends, acquaintances, workmates, schoolmates. We're almost there. We're missing a check mark. We're only missing one check mark, everyone, here on God Tender Loving Care to reach that 1,000. And from 1,000, we're going to set new goals. I'm very excited for that next transition into our professional development. So thank you all for subscribing. It really means a lot. I have friends, family members here at God Tender Loving Care let me know, hey, we made it past the mark. Yeah. And I'm letting them know, I'm like, yeah, these are awesome milestones. This is great. But remember, we're going to celebrate at 1,000 subscribers, and I can't wait to choose one of your names. A random person will celebrate with us here on God Tender Loving Care. Shout outs, special requests, gifts, party. It will be a ball. I'm so excited for that. It would just be an amazing opportunity to collaborate. And I welcome some of you to reach out to me and let me know if you ever want to join our stream, ever want to join our podcast, ever want to do a live Q&A. I welcome you. I implore you to reach out to me. And if you have a hard time with the technology, don't worry. I will help you as much as I can. Leave a comment. I read all the comments. If you're having a hard time finding like the messages and all that, and I've gotten a lot of comments from you all, and thank you so much for showing love and appreciation. We work hard because of you. So let's keep up the great effort. Many of you from all parts of the world. I mean, how amazing is that we're able to connect? Me being like traveling around the world, you being in a different part of the world, and right, technology is so amazing. Right, the accessibility that we all have at our fingertips is unique, to say the least. So it's a really great opportunity, everyone. And the one thing I didn't add to the title of this stream is workout. For every new subscriber, and I will check, and just let me know you subscribe, I will do one push up. So, two of you subscribe, let me know. If I see, oh, subscribe, I'll go check it, and push ups. 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, however, however. Let's get those gains, everyone. I'm feeling good though. You know, being outside all day, sunbathing, if you will, being out in nature and water, the fresh breeze right away from pollution. It makes the body feel good. And I want to do it again. Next time, we'll go somewhere else. We'll go to a new environment. I mean, really get to explore it. And I love that because we get to learn while having fun. And you all know that's the best way to learn. Let me know what part of the world you are all joining from. Got a little bit of hat hair right here. No worries. And what you're all up to as well. Not playing music right now, but I may. I've been really craving like this song, and I might just play it very very soon and let you know the story of the song. I hear the dog bark, but I'm not sure why. Don't know if the dog's dreaming right now. Sometimes when the dogs sleep, they dream and they do that. It's strange. I hear the cats now. Cats are jumping all over the place. Cats are very active at night. very active right now. Are the cats messing with the dogs? Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. What's up, lagged out legend? Welcome to God Tender Loving Care. Let me know if you were part of our discussion earlier. Survival tips, strategies. What would you do if you were walking in the middle of the forest, woods, or a trail, right? And on the opposite side, you saw this figure, this looming figure, hoodie, hat, glasses, covered up, walking to you, looking directly at you. What would you do? And as you all type your answer or think about, pray? Yeah, so how would you pray? Would you like just like go like this, or would you pray in your head while walking? Would you turn around and pray, or would you walk to that figure and just pray? Or would you walk up to them and say, "Hey, let's pray"? So as you all think about your answer, I don't know what happened, but we started to watch, what's that movie? Justice League 2. And we stopped watching it halfway. And the first half, good. We don't know what happened in the second half, though. Any of you know? Don't ruin it, don't spoil it. Justice League 2. I would get on my knees with them and say, if you are going through anything, pray with me. Touch hands with the Lord. Okay. Oh, look at that. Look at you. All right, that's a good one. And in the middle of the forest, so, we can go many, many different ways. Like, what if they don't want to pray? What if they just want your wallet or your phone? Or what if they do want to pray? What prayer would you say? You get to choose which one. Do you want to go with A? They don't want to pray. They want your wallet. They want your phone. They want your jewelry, they want your hat, they want your shirt. Or B, they'll pray with you, but what are you going to pray about? Which prayer? How does your prayer look? Is it a specific prayer, the Our Father, the Hail Mary? Is it a different prayer from another religion? Or are you going to come up with it on the spot? Are you going to have them lead you in prayer? You get to choose. Would you want to go with this one or this one? And it's totally however you feel, right? If you're feeling like positive, right, you want to pray with them, you're probably going to choose this one right here and say, hey, we're going to pray about, we're going to mention this, mention that. But if you're feeling like, well, they're challenging me, and this is a possibility, what would I do? What would I do? Your choice. Touch hands with the Lord. That stands out to me. Good one. B. Oh, B. Okay. But my prayer would be to bless them, to have a great day, and go down God's path that He has carved for you, and God will always love you. Very positive. Good. That's a good way to end the night, right? Nighttime, whether you're working, studying, always keeping it positive, which is a very good path. Growth mindset. So, good job with that. Choosing B. And you prayed, right? Now what? Are you going to tell them, hey, follow me on YouTube, or we should hang out together? Or are you going to just, right, pardon, you go your separate ways? How would you finish that interaction? Do you want to be buddy-buddy with them? Or no, just go on about your separate ways. You survived. Prayer has helped you survive, and you just want to go your separate ways, right? Could have gone either way. Ask him to go to church with me. Well, look at that. You would invite them to your church. Awesome. So, what if they say, well, no, A, or what if they say, totally, when? Which one do you want them to choose? Would you prefer, like, no, I'm not going to go to church? Or would you prefer them saying, well, yeah, let's go to church? And then, depending on your answer, we will go. And why are you assuming it's a him? What if it's a her? You never know. So, your choice. Well, you have to be sorry. No reason to be sorry. Completely your choice. That's a very, very noble thing to say. Invite them to church with you. And that's a big risk that you're taking there, but just like we said on yesterday's stream, what shows up in the Bible 365 times? Do not fear. So good job using faith powers. I have to go, but I enjoyed my time, and for you to have a great night. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Thank you for joining. Got tender, loving care. So everyone here on the show, here on Got TLC and Chill, we've received a lot of different responses from many of you, and you saw that depending on your mindset and what part of the when will you go live, it's really hit or miss. Subscribe if you haven't already, and you'll get a notification to going live. We tend to go lives for God TLC ride-alongs in the daytime, and then at night, evening, maybe even sooner, we'll have a God TLC and chill. I may even do that for lunch. We just go live different times. All the streams get saved. We have shorts that are brand new to our page. So if you're not able to catch us on the next one, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. If not tomorrow, maybe the next day or down the week. All right. So many of you, peace, have shared your thoughts and opinions, right? And we've talked about like the emotions, right? Fear, but faith overcomes fear. And you may have been in that position or situation where you've had to tap into your moxie. Do you all know what moxie means? That word moxie. You may have heard it like in different movies, films, songs, poetry. Moxie is a word that we don't really use a lot, but those who know what it means appreciate it. Moxie is inventive courage. Sometimes you have to pull from within yourself and rise up to the situation. And that is what moxie is and entails. So, I've had a lot of fun with you all here on God, Tender, Loving Care. Great conversations. Okay. Very good. Hmm. That's pretty cool. That's awesome. Okay. Awesome. Wow. Very good progress. any of you wear hats? It's like giving your head a hug. Very awesome. That's very, very cool. Thank you all for subscribing. If you're brand new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Subscribing is completely free. Thank you all your love right now, your subscriptions, all the likes. I'm getting it right now. Thank you for your support. We are one step closer to that 1,000K milestone right around the corner, everyone. So that is amazing progress. Perfect.